Good afternoon, everyone. Sharice Jervis Hill here with your Coffee with Cher podcast session. I am super excited. Guys, I'm always excited when we have this podcast, but I am super excited to share Ana Barreto with you. Ana and I go back eh, over 20 years. I mean, a really, really long time. So I am so excited to have her here on Coffee with Cher. Ana, welcome to Coffee with Cher.
Thank you. Thank you, Cherise. I'm so grateful to be speaking with you today.
Oh my goodness, I'm so happy to have you here. So Ana is an author, she's a teacher, she's a coach, she's a speaker, she is an energy consultant, she is just an all-around amazing woman. So cheers to you, Ana, for being here. So lift up your mug.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers to all of
Cheers,
us.
cheers. All right. So let's get started. Tell me a little bit about your business and how you got started. And I definitely am going to interject in certain ways because I just we go back so far. And I know that I'm gonna have to interject and interrupt you and be rude, but I'm so excited to have
No,
you
no,
here.
absolutely. Please go ahead. It's my pleasure to be speaking with you. Yes, we go back a long way, and
Oh,
I remember when you first started, and you
mhm.
had left your corporate job, and you start, building your business after brick, and my story is not as courageous as yours
Oh my
because
goodness, courageous.
I I was working in New York City on a really
Mhm,
great company, and they were going to lay me off if I didn't move to Boston or Massachusetts, to
mhm,
Boston or Michigan.
mhm.
And I didn't want to do this, so I decided to take their package and spend the summer off. That was 2005.
Mm-hmm.
And on my first day out of work, a previous company called me to come in and consult for them.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought, that's an opportunity. It's not going to last that long. So I did. And when I got there, that's how my company, Blue Hudson Group, was formed. Started as a consulting company, and then it grew to the next. They want me to teach some classes.
Mm-hmm.
And then I realized, something, I'm very good in sales. Let me just do that in team building.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I did for a few years until 2008, the market collapsed.
Mm-hmm.
And being a new entrepreneur, I didn't know any better, even though I know I had some money, but I was forced to, no, I wasn't forced. I decided to go
Mm-hmm.
back to the corporate job
Mm-hmm.
and do that. So I never really stopped doing the Blue Hudson Group. It because it wasn't a side hustle, it was
Yeah.
a side passion. And
Mm-hmm.
it's very different because I still put in 50, 60, 70 hours a week,
Mm-hmm.
and I still was coaching clients, and I was helping people or helping their business consulting. But in 2014, the that's when I really understood what my company should be about.
Mm-hmm.
And I was in New York City,
Mm-hmm.
taking a writer's workshop because I always wanted to write.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized that my mission was to empower women to overcome self-doubt, break free from self-sabotage, and fulfill their lives and improve their well-being. So I was already doing those things, and that's what, it shaped what Blue Hudson Group is today.
Yeah, I mean, you have always been just kind of a motivator, a cheerleader. I mean, so I used to work for MetLife, and that's where I met Ana, and I was doing events, and she was my sales manager at Crown Plaza, right? Was it Crown
Yes, yes,
Plaza?
Intercontinental Hotels Group then.
And it was, we worked together on many events, and I've always loved Ana and just always, you know, just you were amazing, and you were a woman of empowering, an empowering woman even back then. I mean, I was young, and you always I felt like you always kind of guided me and took care of my executives, and so I definitely see you doing this. Like, it makes a lot of sense to me because you've always been like a cheerleader for women and really just being that mentor. So I feel like this is a great place for you.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. And it's funny because I do mentor men too, but
mhm,
even though my message is for women, because I've seen what we can do, I understand our history and
mhm,
the mindsets that we are, even today, 2024, living under that kind of influence that
mhm.
women are just not good enough.
Yeah, yeah. And we are amazing.
Absolutely.
But we always doubt ourselves. I remember reading something where I can't remember where I read this, but it was something about like for jobs, when people go for jobs, men will look at a job description, and if they know like 60% of the task, they'll apply. And for women, we have to know like 90 something, or we'll say, oh, we're not qualified. We don't. So what I try to use that when I apply for like RFP or something like that, because we're just so critical, like, oh, we can't do this. And so definitely I'm glad that you're doing this work because it's so important.
Studies after studies, Cherise, show that women, overqualified women, will
Hmm.
not apply for jobs. And men who are underqualified
Hmm.
will apply for job and get it because the
And
women won't put their name on a hat.
yeah.
And the funny thing about this study is that they compare even on engineers, female engineers and male engineers, and
Hmm.
they both took assessments, and then before they knew the results, they asked the women, how did they do? And the women thought, oh, I didn't do that well, and asked the men, and said, I nailed it. And then when we look at the results, was absolutely the opposite. And
Wow.
this happens over and over and over.
Yeah.
Even if we are, applying for a job or being hired,
Hmm.
somehow some people think that male will do better in certain things than others. And it's definitely just not true.
Yeah. And we both have daughters around the same age. So it was important to me to empower my girls. I know it was important to you to empower your girls. And now they're, grown women and living their lives. So yeah, it's important. We got to keep that going for the next generation of girls.
I do this, and I love when my oldest daughter, calls me all the time for
Hmm.
advice. And my youngest, not quite yet,
Hmm.
she wants to find her own.
Yeah.
And I even coach some of my daughter's friends, because they are applying for a job, and I help them to say what they need to say.
Hmm.
Because often we self-sabotage with that lack of confidence
Yeah.
that we have, and we say the wrong thing at the
Hmm.
wrong time
Yeah.
when it's not even necessary to say.
Yeah. Ugh. Man, I tell you. All right. So tell me a little bit about what you feel sets you apart from others in your industry, from other coaches that are doing kind of similar work. What kind of sets you apart, Anna?
So, first of all, I'm a woman, and I understand, and I went through everything that women are still going through today. I
Mm-hmm.
work with many women, and I coach a number of them. I still mentor people that I work with in the career. But I think the fact that I was the only woman in the room too often,
Mm.
and I had to navigate that uh, politics, I want to say, the diplomacy of working. And I tell you, probably 9 out of 10 times, I didn't win to support women moving up
Mm-hmm.
because there were other people who didn't agree. And so I had created in 2018 a program to get more women promoted into my company.
Mm-hmm.
I work for Darden Restaurants, the largest company in the world, restaurant company in the world, and they are very pro women,
Mm-hmm.
but we just could not get enough women to put their names and follow the path for promotion.
Mm-hmm.
So I created this program to help them to get promoted.
Mm-hmm.
And we started with confidence, of course. But at the end of the year, we got 65% of the women promoted on an industry that is highly known to be male dominated and so on. And the funny thing was that at least two of those women in the program had to be convinced to take the promotion.
Mm.
Here they were,
Wow.
their boss told them they are high potential. She went through the training to continue her development. The position comes and she said, oh, no, I don't think I'm ready. And this happens all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So because I also had that early on, I had my doubts, I self-sabotage myself in those things. I was able to change that around and see that there's more for it. So I just don't only coach just the mind part of the business. I
Mm-hmm.
also find I introduce mindfulness practice to help women find, not from the outside,
Mm-hmm.
I'm stronger, but for coming from
Inside.
inside.
Mm-hmm.
And you start early in the morning. You start the day you get out of bed, what you think about, how you do things.
Yeah.
And I think that alone, because I've been there, I work with too many of them,
Mm-hmm.
and I just don't know the practical motivation, positive psychology. I use the mindfulness to find where people really want to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what sets me apart from other coaches. I mean, there is a coach for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure that I'm not for everyone,
Mm-hmm.
but I think the women who are looking to improve the way they feel, improve
Mm-hmm.
the way they think,
Yeah.
improve the way they act,
Mm-hmm.
taking steps towards what they really want to do, and also have this fulfilling in their lives. I'm it.
Love it. Love it. Love it. And you have been, I mean, when we worked together, sales, and this was, we're talking over 20 years ago, so very much male dominated positions.
Yes.
So you were definitely in the trenches. And I am big
Yes.
on mindfulness and power thought cards and things like that. Like I think that stuff is really important. And like you said, every morning, I try to do it every morning. I have a stack of power thought cards and I try to like grab one just to kick off my day. So very much in tune to what you're saying. Okay, so what's new? Any new programs or anything happening for you this
So it is. So first, I published this book, which is my sixth book, Embracing Your
year? Six.
Success: Eight
Oh, good for
Tools.
you.
Yeah,
Six
eight
books.
tools to improve the quality of your life on March, Women's Day, because we really need more women to embrace that success. Thank you.
Love
That
that.
is, since I started, I mean, I feel that I am in a freshman in high school, since I was on the top of my career. Now I walk into the knowledge industry, which is a whole thing. So I'm the freshman, so I'm still
Mhm.
doing a few things. For my school, which is called Body, Mind, and Wisdom
I love
School
that
for
name.
Women, is bmwisdom.org. Is I have classes there for women. And so my goal is, I already have about 8 classes there. The
Mhm.
goal is to get to 17 by the end of the year,
Mm,
and promoting my books. I have another book coming out that is more women in leadership, coming up in September,
okay.
called The Umbrella Effect.
Mm,
I think this is that book coming out. I'm so excited about this because this is one of my best books so far. I
nice.
feel, after, and I'm not just patting on my back. It's just like I'm reading and said, oh my God, this is good. Did I write this?
Yes.
So
Awesome.
that's what's going on for me. And I really want to get more women to attend my classes. I have my classes in different platforms,
Hmm.
and my meditations and my inspirational talks in different platforms. But
Hmm.
my goal this year is to move a lot of those people into my own school instead of being into this bigger arena. Uh, I can target women a little bit better if I
Hmm.
know a little bit more about them.
I love that. That is so exciting. Okay, so this is my last question and my favorite question because entrepreneurship journey is not an easy one. You know that. I know that. There's good days, there's bad days. And no matter how long you've been in business, it's still, there's days where I'm on top of the world, and then there's days where I just want to go home and just, get in bed. So what advice would you give to an entrepreneur? It could be someone who's new starting a business, or maybe it's someone who's had a business for a long time and really having a rough time. Any advice?
I do. I do. First, for somebody starting, especially women, um, the number one advice is, I want you to focus on what it is that you want. What is your vision? and think about the vision over and over, because that is going to distract you from looking at what's wrong, what could go wrong. I want you to focus on, what if you do really well? What if you hit really big? You know, how incredible that's going to be. What are you going to do with that, all that success and the rewards that coming after having that? Now, and for people who have been in business for a long time, because even if you work for a corporation, you still have those days. But an entrepreneur is a lonely path, you know.
Yeah, it's
And
true.
you're doing a lot of things on your own, but I believe that the first 30 minutes of your day sets the tone for everything. First 30 minutes. And you could meditate, you could journaling, you could go for a walk, and but connect with this higher power. And I'm not talking about religions here, because we have all the tools that we need, but that 30 minutes of the day could set the day for, you know, anything. The other strategy I have, so I don't have to put all the power in the morning, at the end of the day, I find 3 things that I'm really proud about the day, 3 things that I accomplished. Maybe it wasn't all the way through, but was a step forward. And I mean, this year I have this sign in my office saying, push over the edge, focus on the outcome. Because sometimes we forget, you know,
Yeah.
focus on what it is that you need to do, and it will be easier to get up. Now, like I said, I never had a side hustle. I had side passion. I love what I do. And if you don't, you know, if you're just doing this because somebody said it would be a good money, somebody said is like, you know, so is doing that, why don't you? It has to come from within, because I don't have problems with Monday mornings. I don't have problems with Sundays, because I just love what I do. And think about it, you know, that vision. And what I learned, Cherise, is that their vision that you have, that you may be avoiding, especially women, because we're afraid we're focusing on everything that could go wrong, they repeat themselves. It's not like you have a little nudge here today. The nudge keeps coming and coming, but we have a different vision. We can't see outside what is there, the opportunity for us. So trust that wisdom that will be available for you when you are congruent, you know, when you are centered on and know exactly what you want to do and be, feel, and have.
Love that. Such great advice. All right. So Anna, where can everybody find you? Leave us, you know, your any socials or website or phone number.
So
How can folks find you?
my main website is www.ana, A-N-A dash Barreto, and Barreto is B as in boy, ARRETO.com. If
Okay.
you go there, you find how can you work with me, you can find my books, and you can find the entrance to my online school, the bodymindwisdom.org. But from there, you can find everything.
Okay. Perfect. And then are you on socials?
I am all my social. I am on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest. And I'm on the other stuff, but I really don't work them.
Okay.
It's
Well, the
really
main, so
small.
mainly
But
Facebook,
and there
Instagram.
is Ana Juan Barreto, and Ana with one N, A-N-A 1 Barreto. That's my social media for everything.
Okay, awesome. All right. Well, this was amazing. Thank you
Thank you,
so much
Cherise.
for being here. Much gratitude to you. I'm so proud of you and your success. And I can't wait to see you in person. So next time you're in Westchester, make sure that we connect.
I definitely will.
Okay.
Thank you, Cherise.
Thank you.